The first one is the learning objective. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the temperature ranges. A key thing to swim baits is to understand the seasonal fish behavior. You know, whether it's pre-spawn, post-spawn, during the spawn, whether, you know, it's the summer pattern or offshore. So understanding, you know, what type of season we're currently in is a key to swim baits. And then also scenarios. I'm going to go over the different types of structures you throw these swim baits around, whether it be rock, grass, docks, some marinas, just all types of different structures. And then also I'm going to go in detail with my equipment setup. That's crucial to swim baits, is having the right application, the right rod, the right reel, the right line to catch and fish. So right off the bat, from ice out to 48 degrees, so basically winter to early spring, my go-to baits are these two right here. And it's the Swarming Hornet Fish Head Spin, and it's also the Kitech Swim Impact Fat. And those two baits, you fish on the bottom. Now, you can do a little bit of different things with them. You're going to see a little bit as I go on. These baits are versatile, but for the gist of it, when the water's real cool like that, you want to move it real slow. So like Swindle said earlier, you know, when that water temperature is low, you want to make sure you're moving that presentation real slow. The fish aren't that active, and the bait's not moving that fast either. So it's a real slow presentation. It's on the bottom, always keep in contact. And for the Swarming Hornet, what I choose to use is the 3/8 ounce and 15 foot of water or less, and they're 1/2 ounce when I get above 15 foot. Now that can vary. If it's windy, you know, then I might use a 1/2 ounce just so I can keep bottom contact. So you can, you know, that can be tweaked a little bit. But my two favorite baits are the Reaction Innovation Little Dipper, and that's in blue violet. That bait has a little bit more action. The Zoom Super Fluke, you can use that. It has very little action. You know, it doesn't have a paddle tail. And that's also, I use that in Disco Violet. Basically, this application here is an application that you use specifically when you're around herring, like herring lakes. It's something that I really try and capitalize on, especially when I go to, like for an example, our second tour event this year is Lake Hartwell, and it's predominantly a herring lake, so it's their main forage, and that's something we really try and key in on. All right, so basically what I do is right here I have my boat positioned into the wind. As you can see in my jersey, or not jersey, but the Mercury shirt that I'm wearing, it's getting blown. It's blowing pretty hard. It's blowing about 20 miles an hour. And the first cast I chose to use was a fish head spin, that same 1/2 ounce. And I threw it right up against the piling. Here, what we got in this situation is it's wind-driven current. You know, the fish are gorging. These pylons, this first one's in about 30 foot, and the ones in the middle are about 60. So these fish here are just suspended. The first cast I made with the fish head spin, and I went ahead and I picked up a Kitech. Now I took a Kitech, you know, cast right parallel to it. Now bait fish suspends on these bridge pilings, especially when the wind's blowing, and the fish use it for ambush points. So right now I just mix it up instantly, and all of a sudden, you know, I get a bite here on my first cast with that Kitech. So just showing how you can mix up different presentations allows you to get a bite. When I took a cast with that fish head spin, I didn't get a bite. But then I went ahead and I caught one here on a Kitech. Now it could be, you know, vice versa. You could take your first cast with a Kitech, I may not have got a bite, then I could have cast in there with the fish head spin and caught one. So just being able to adjust and use not just one presentation, you know, using a couple different things allowed me to catch a fish here in this video. But I'm going to I'm going to slow it down real quick. You're going to see this here is that Kitech, the same one I'm passing around. It's a 3.8 Kitech fat 3.8. It's rainbow shad, and it's a little weedless. It's that Zorro head that I'm going to be passing around to you guys. A sponsor gave it to me for this event. And that's, I mean, that's really it. You know, I mean, it's just a prime example, though, of sometimes you got to mix it up. So we're out here the third day. I fished that first pylon. I catch like 20 fish off of it. It's just like unbelievable. I go to the second one. I catch like another 20. I get to the third one, and I'm trolling motor over to it. I'm about to it, and all of a sudden I see one of the top 20 boats, one of the competitors coming over. And he comes up to me. It's a buddy of mine. He asked me if I fished that pylon yet, and I told him no. I said, go ahead. We're going to back off. We're going to watch you. So he goes, he picks up his Alabama rig, and I mean, he picked that thing apart, paralleled every single side to that pylon, never even caught a fish. As soon as he left, I pulled up there with that Kitech, and I caught like 10 in a row. So that's just a prime example. And now it could be, you could get to that piling, and I could have not caught anything on those two, and I could have picked up that A-rig, and I could have wore them out. So it just shows that mixing it up and not just getting caught up with throwing one thing could allow you to put more fish in the boat just keeping an open mind and just keep on trying different things. Quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a little background on myself. Last at the round table, we talked a little bit, and a few people asked me, how did I really get started? You know, it kind of shocked a lot of you guys when I told you. I mean, 4 years ago, I was sitting in this crowd that you guys are in with Bass University, and I mean, since then, I mean, I just had great opportunities with sponsors, doing well on not only the semi-pro circuit, but also fishing the FLW Tour, which is the highest side of FLW.
Hey, I'm Pete Gluzek.
And I'm Mike Iaconelli.
And this is Bass University TV.
Welcome to Bass University TV, an online video training course where you'll learn champion bass fishing techniques from pro anglers Pete Gluzek, Mike Iaconelli, and their talented special guests.
Everywhere I go in the country, I'm trying to use these techniques because I catch big fish that way.
From on the water to in the classroom.
We want to use that bait to help make that area even smaller and really, really find that sweet spot.
You'll learn sound techniques and strong fundamental bass fishing skills.
You want something that's got a nice limber action, that's going to allow you to build pressure and keep those hooks pinned against that fish's mouth.
Watch hours of video content on multiple topics at your own pace for a low monthly fee. Cancel at any time.
Hold on, because you're going to catch some big fish.
Information is power in the sport of fishing, so learn from the very best.
That's a key theory in all of fishing.
Subscribe to Bass University TV today.
Man, does it trigger a lot of strikes.
Here's the part that you're not going to hear anywhere else. This is the Bass University TV exclusive.